Welcome back. I'm so excited to see you. I'm going to send you a little virtual cheers through the screen because I know how much noise is out there. And if you've come back to tune into the How to Start Your Blog series to learn more about how to juggle all the things in your life and to create a blog and how it's actually smarter for you to build an online business using a blog, then I'm just really glad that you are here. Now, I'm Michelle Keneally, and I'm waving at you from Minneapolis, Minnesota. If we've never met before, there's one message I want you to take home with you if you never ever come back and check out any more videos that I create. Right now, what you're watching is a blogging video series about how I'm starting my blog, and I'm showing you how I started from zero, and I'm going to show you the process for 1 full year, for 365 days, okay? It's starting in December of 2019, and we're going to go all the way into 2020. So even in the future, if you are watching this series and it's past 2020, I hope this series inspires at least one person to go for her dreams, okay? And I'm going to start this video off by saying, yes, we are diving into how blogs make money in this week's video series. But before we go any further, before we dive into how blogs make money, today's topic is going to be on ad networks and sponsored posts. Okay, so you're going to want to tune in for that. But before we go any further with any of this, I just want to ask you a question. If you're watching my page, Juggling Life All Day with Michelle Keneally, or if you are on my YouTube channel, Start Your Blog Mama, I know that you juggle lots of hats, you deal with lots of things, a lot of things come at you, okay? And I know that because I'm also going through that myself, and that's why I make these videos for you. The reason I started this video series about how I'm creating my own blog over the next year is because literally so many things come at me personally, and I know they come at you for you too, that could derail you from reaching your goals. Sick kids, jobs, husbands having to work extra hours, unexpected guests coming into town, unexpected expenses, moods, fatigue, our period, the lack of belief from anyone else in us, the lack of belief in ourselves, housework. I could go on and on. Currently, as I started this project, I have no intention of trying to show up perfect for you. I am recording these videos and premiering them on my Facebook business page so I can save myself time, and I'm posting them on YouTube so that these can become searchable videos. Tune into that. Learn from that. But I am showing up real anyways because this is the second week that I've been recording these videos. My daughter's been sick for this entire week, so I have had to figure out how to work on my business, how to get to my job, how to juggle the schedule with my husband and myself between who's going to stay home with her, my daughter, that is, who turns out has an ear infection. She had a low-grade fever for 3 days. We finally took her in, and sure enough, she has an ear infection, okay? So while that could have derailed me and stopped me from making a video and telling myself oh, you don't have time, no one's watching your videos anyways, nobody cares, nobody cares, nobody cares. Or guilt mom saying, oh, you shouldn't be making your video, you have a kid with an ear infection, currently redecorating your Christmas tree in the living room. I will tell you, I had to really talk guilt mom down off the cliff today because I feel guilty for going into work at 4:30 in the morning and then coming home at 12:30 in the afternoon thinking, oh, is she going to be so sad that her mom wasn't there when she woke up and she doesn't feel good and dad took her to the doctor? How exhausting. Why do we do this to ourselves? We've got to stop. And creating this blog has been my solution to my, deep sense of what's the word I'm even looking for? Um, Drive. My sense of drive for creating an online business, my sense of purpose, and just this thing inside of me that says this has to happen. So whatever reason you are building an online business and the difficulty you may find while you're creating it, the things that come at you, the negative feedback, the mom guilt, the struggles with time, all of those things, this is why I'm making this series. This is why I'm doing it, because I believe you can do whatever it is that you want to do. But I think figuring out a way to make it happen is even better. Now, if you're like me, and what we just did this week was between my husband and I trying to figure out how we can get to work so that, truth be known, we want to have a whole week off for the holidays, right? We have a new kindergartner, and we are taking advantage of her being out of school for 2 weeks, and we're going to just take that time off. But then planning for that, you've got to figure out how you're going to make that work, correct? And then add in a sick kid for the week before all of this is supposed to happen. So schedules between like me working at 4:30 in the morning until afternoon so that my husband can go into work. Think about how you've figured out how to come up with money to fix something in your house. Think about how you've figured out who's going to pick up which kid. Think about how you have figured out how to afford your grocery bill, and you have figured out how to feed your children. You have figured out meal planning. You have figured out how to get the laundry done. You've become resourceful in your life, and you have done it. You have done it. You have proven that if you set your mind to something, you are going to accomplish it. So that's why this blogging series is here, because I'm here to say that, I spent an entire year of my online business just like looking internal to, get over the things that go on in your head space that tell you you're not enough and that you're not able to accomplish something and that your fate is sealed because this is the life you have and that's what everybody else is doing and that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to fit into this box. And that isn't true, because if that voice inside of you is telling you that you are meant to do something different, you are meant to create something for the world as a legacy, you are meant to change the income level that comes into your household, but you just don't know how, this series is for you. And I'm showing up the way it really looks. I'm showing it for you the way it really is. And I'm telling you that creating a blogging business works with the craziness. It works with all of that. And I'm going to prove to you why that is true over this next year. So this is the very first time we've ever met, and this is the first time you've found my videos. I hope you go back and look throughout the playlist where I'm talking about different pieces of why a blogging business is really the smart way to go. I've even created a free tutorial for you to show you how to set it up in the technical sense, like how to actually push the buttons and make it work. So if you're on Facebook, I have a sign up button for that free class. And if you're on YouTube, I have a link in the description for you to find that free class. Use it. I made it for you. Because at some point, I'm going to make a course when I get this all figured out. So you might as well join me. I've purchased tons of courses. I've been studying my face off, blowing up my brain and telling myself, not really blowing up my brain. You know what I mean? But technology is not my first language. It does not come naturally to me. It took me a long time to just get over myself and start digging around in the computer and figuring it out. But I'll tell you, if you can figure out Facebook, if you can figure out Instagram or any of those other sites, you can figure out blogging. If you can figure out your cell phone, for goodness sake, you can figure out blogging. And I'm going to prove it to you. So even though today I overslept and I woke up at 3:45 and I had to be out the door by 4 o'clock, so I didn't get a shower and I had to, put my hair in a ponytail and rush off to work, I am still committed to making this video for you today, because I said I would make one video a day for the next year to show what this looks like, to show the drive, to show all the things. Okay, so you might hear some rants sometimes, but you're going to learn a lot too. But I hope that you coming into this space and listening to this video today shows you I'm a real person and that we're not that much different. Okay, so today we're talking about, well, this whole week we're talking about how you can make money with a blog. Yesterday we talked about what affiliate income is, so you can go back to that video and check that out and to see what that is. And today we're going to talk about ad networks and sponsored posts. Okay, now I want you to think about, like, when you are on Facebook, even or anywhere really, anywhere you go, we're just so used to seeing advertisements, right? We're used to seeing little pop-ups for something that we can buy. Sometimes we even see things, or most of the time now, advertisement, I think, in social media has gotten so savvy and so smart that they're promoting to us things that we have actually looked up, so that we're actually seeing ads that we might even click on and be interested in, because the social media algorithms and strategies have gotten so smart that they can actually see where we're going and see what things we're looking at. I hear some people say it's creepy. I totally agree. It is creepy. But I was thinking that if I'm going to see ads anyway, I would rather see ads for things that I might actually buy. You know, I'm more grateful to see advertisements that are geared towards me than things I don't really care about. So it's kind of like television shows, how they put commercials based on what they think the audience would be interested in. So they're going to put, kids' toys and cereal advertisements around kids programming. Now, I purposely buy Netflix and Amazon so that I don't have to see commercials. I don't like them. I don't. But I know they're there. I hear them on the radio sometimes. I listen to Pandora a lot so that I only have to hear a little bit of commercials. I used to pay for it, and it's just like, I guess I could tolerate a few commercials. So you're nodding your head like, yeah, I get that. You can see them on billboards. You see, all types of advertisements all over the place. And some you find valuable and some you don't find valuable. So can we agree on that? Now, when you get into blogging, you can join different ad networks and allow advertisers to rent space on your little piece of internet land. You can let them, become billboards essentially on your platform. Now, I'm sure you have seen things when you look up maybe a recipe on Pinterest and you're trying to find this recipe and there's a bunch of ads just popping up and interrupting you. Or you've been looking up on WebMD trying to figure out what's wrong with your kid. And I just literally did that this week. I was like, why is this happening? And so in order to get the information, so I could be Dr. Google, you do it. There was like advertisements inside of this little article I was trying to read. I found that so irritating. And I remember when this whole WebMD, I'm going to age myself here, when this whole WebMD project took place, I was actually working for a computer consulting firm. I was in the HR area, and our company was hiring those developers that were creating the WebMD system. So, wow, I just totally aged myself. So I always think about how cool that project is that they did that so many years ago and how it's become something that is just part of our everyday culture. But then looking at all the advertisements and all the things that are on it now, I'm like, oh, it's just so terrible. Like, it's really annoying, right? But I also get it. Like, that site has to make money somehow for them to be able to continue to pour information into it. So as a blogger, it's okay if you want to put advertisement dollars on your blog, because as you are becoming a person who creates content that is searchable on Google, that is helping people find out how to do something or inspiring someone in some way, you should get paid for your work too. But you might want to consider who your readers are and how you place this on your site so that you don't lose readers. So it's okay to use advertisements, but what I want you to do as you're looking around on Google, as you're searching for information, notice how some people put their advertisements out there and how other people do it. It's different, okay? Every space, everybody's in charge of their own space online, and everyone gets to decide where they're going to allow advertisement to be. So when you're first starting out, you might not get accepted to very many advertising networks. A lot of them have gone through, a lot of advertisers actually work directly with like a network. So you sign up through a network, you get approved, and then you get to like bid on which advertisers you want to use. There's a number of different ways. I'm not going to go into that in this video, but I will in other videos coming up as we do it, as I show you how I do it. I just want to expose you to what's out there so you know, okay? I'm bringing you on a journey, and I'm building, each video is building upon each other as if you don't know what blogging is and anything about it, just so I can lay the foundation for you so you know what you're getting into. And as you get more page views on your site, you become a more valuable piece of real estate online, and you get paid more. You get paid more per clicks. You get paid more per views. There's all different types of ways that you can get paid. You get paid for if somebody purchases directly from your site. There's just different ways that different advertisers will agree to paying you. And now a lot of advertisers are moving their advertising dollars to blogs because they know that's how people are consuming their information. So this trend simply means that blogging is an amazing business for you. You might think that blogging is old school. It's not, something that anybody does anymore, but you could not be more wrong. Blogging is just shifting. It's changing. Now, back in the day, people used to be able to write blogs talking about themselves and their lifestyle and all the things that they do, kind of like a diary. And then while they still do that, it's a little more difficult for people to take the time to care about it. People want to know what's in it for me. And if you become a resource online, you can get more traffic to your site, and therefore your real estate, where you're kind of like, say you have a billboard downtown and it's right across the street from like a big, event venue. Like here in Minnesota, the Target Center, or, the US Bank Stadium. Billboards near our, popular event centers are going to be more expensive because more people are going to see that, okay? So as you get more page views, the same is true. You will be your site will be more valuable. That just felt like a huge tongue twister saying all that. We're going to caffeine up together here. All right, the next one I'm going to talk to you about today is sponsored posts. So like, think about movies. Do you remember back, like movies, how if someone in a movie is holding like a can of Pepsi or a can of Coke, or they have like a certain car or a certain product that they're using where it's like very clear what the name of the product is, and suddenly, we all want to buy that car or get that phone, or we want to drink that soda, or we want to shop at that store, or whatever, becomes very popular. So what happens with movies is that these companies sponsor the movie in order to have or part of the movie, to put their product in the movie. So they get exposure, right? So that it's like, and when we're watching the movie, sometimes it's like, oh, there's a sponsored post. Like it's so obvious where it's like, hi, I'm drinking this coffee mug with an M on it. And no, I am not selling this coffee mug that I literally bought at Walgreens for like $7. I'm just drinking out of it because it has a giant gold M on it. And then I realized I did that in my first video and was like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to bring this letter M mug on a journey as I build these videos. My daughter's art table is right outside of this room, and I believe she just crashed into all of her supplies. That's a good thing about recording videos and then premiering them. Anyways, back on topic. So you know what I'm talking about. Those are sponsored advertisements. In a blog, you can you can write something about a certain product or a certain place you've been or a certain product that you use or something like for example, like if I were to approach this person who wrote this blog planner. Now I do use this as affiliate income. I am an Amazon affiliate, and I talk about her blog planner because I use it, and I make a commission if somebody clicks on it and buys it. But if I were to ask this person who made this planner, hey, I'll write an article about your planner. Would you up my, can you and I strike a deal together for, commission if somebody buys it, if I write an article about it? Would you be interested in that? Or sometimes brands will approach you if you've built up a certain audience where they're like, man, I really like how you're talking about artisan cookies, and I'm going to give you a free oven if you talk about my oven in one of your posts. And if you do a video, and if you write this many articles about it, and if you do this many Instagram posts, I will give you some money if you do that. That's a great way to make money. Honestly, think about that. If you've earned the street cred with people and brands are like, hey, she's got some mad street cred, I want my products put in front of her audience. I know she'd probably write an article about it. I'm going to ask her, and this is what I'm going to offer her. Now, only take those types of deals if you really believe in the companies, or as a sponsored post, that is, because you don't want to lose your credibility. And you know what I mean. I'm sure you have followed somebody out there who you really trust what they say, and then suddenly they just start talking about things that like don't fit with what they were originally talking about, and you're like, why are you talking about that? And then you suddenly get this like bad taste in your mouth with them, and you lose interest because now they're talking about things that aren't relevant, and it just seems really obvious. Now, with both advertising networks and sponsored posts, there are different ways you can approach having these opportunities. You can reach out to people, or these companies, and ask them to work with you, or they can reach out to you. You can join ad networks. You can, there are just a number of ways that you can, find out who is a really good choice for you to work with. Okay. I will go into that a little bit more in this series, but I just wanted to let you know what's out there. Okay. I think a lot of times if we can't see it, or if we can't imagine it, or if we don't know what is possible, then we can't see how a blog makes money. And that's why I wanted to create this whole week's worth of videos, just to kind of show you a little bit of an idea of how it does. And we're going to talk about how combining different formulas and strategies in creating your blog is really smart, because you don't want to just do one thing. You want to have multiple things going on so that you have a consistent income coming in every single month. Okay. Creating a blog, like I've shown you examples in some previous videos where you can write an article, and 6 years later that article is still working for you, and you're still getting commission month after month from that article you wrote 6 years ago. So I'm going to show you how that works and why it's so important for you to take the work that you do once and let it work for you over and over again. Okay? So cheers. I want you to continue doing research on, in the niche of your interest, and see what other people are doing and how they're, using ad strategies, and they're using sponsored posts and what they're talking about. Maybe they've got affiliate income going in there. Maybe they're selling a personal product that they've created. I actually, a lot of people even sign up with MLMs and share those products as well and promote those and sell them like that. Okay. So I hope you found this valuable. Keep researching, just keep digging around. get on some email lists and get into what's called their funnel. And what that means is go seek out people that you know, are doing things that you want to do, and just see how they're connecting with their audience. Most likely they're going to have some sort of a free offer where you can get on their email list, and then just watch them. Watch what they say, watch what they offer, watch what they talk about, and see if there's a different spin that you can put on the topics that they're talking about that would be similar to what you want to talk about. Okay? Study. Get out there and study. Be a market researcher, okay? And seek out those needs that your perfect customers could want, and start writing down, like, well, this, I could really help people with this. Start exploring, okay? So, cheers. I'll see you on the next video.